Hey Retro fans, welcome to episode 11 of Retro Gaming Memories. And in this episode we're going to do a games room tour. A few people have asked for it, so I thought, why not? Let's do it. So let me flick round to the front camera. This is all going to be freehand, so it might be a bit wobbly, so sorry in advance. But yeah, let me flick to the other camera and we'll take a little look around the room. Okay, so this is the Mac, my main computer. This is where I sit when I'm filming episodes of Retro Gaming Memories normally. I put the camera there, facing that way, and you'll see the wall in a little minute, which is the view that you're kind of used to. So yeah, I've got my Mac. It's about 9 years old now, I think, something like that. Still going strong, all very good. Anyway, that's not even remotely retro. So we'll slide along here to the Amstrad CPC 464. You've seen that already in one of the videos. I've got the 64K RAM expansion pack and an aftermarket device called the DDI3, which is a floppy disk emulator. And it's pretty sweet, and as you can see, it's just running on a CRT TV. I also have, let's go down here, got the Amiga under there, that's also plugged up to that. So depending on what I've got switched on, I can obviously jump between them, which is all good fun. I did have a Commodore 1084 monitor. I've got a 1084S that my pal Charlie bought me. It used to sit there, but the trouble was that the input from the Amstrad, it was kind of, wasn't back to front, but certainly the colour, well, it came out in black and white basically. There was some kind of issue with the SCART, so I swapped it out for a CRT, which is what I had back in the day anyway. I didn't have a monitor, so pretty funky, great little telly, it all works good. So there we go, 464 in all its glory. So I've got a couple of 3D posters, although obviously they're only 3D. If you've watched any of my old game room tour videos, you'll have seen these already. Nice Star Wars and the Dark Knight. So over into this corner now, to give you a bit of perspective, I normally sit here and I keep talking about stuff over in this corner. So this is where we're going now. So we've got Batman up there watching over everything. He came with the PlayStation 3 version of Arkham Asylum. My Amstrad sort of mid-boxed games. Some classics there, down to the sort of clamshells. Some more clamshells, Exploding Fist, which you've seen in the Amstrad video if you watched that already. That's a signed one. Some CD32 games. Some more CD32 games. Oh, a little bit of glare there, sorry, there we go. Some more CD32 games. Some more CD32 games. And some Amiga mid-box stuff, and a couple of the new games. You might have seen them if you've watched the Amiga video already. Yeah, and down there's just some blank discs, and let me dig this out. It's a dark corner, but I'll put it up here. It's a rather lovely Boba Fett collectible, and I met Jeremy Bulloch and got him to sign it. So Boba Fett sits down there in the dark where he won't get, oh, let me put him back down here, where he won't get sun faded. So up here I've got a steering control panel for my arcade cabinet. I will be going over the arcade cabinet at a later point in time, so we'll leave that for now. I've got a Jeff Campitelli signed drum skin. He's Joe Satriani's drummer, amongst other things. I met him and got me signed the drum skin. Awesome stuff. So these are my Amstrad sort of normal games, budget games, normal releases. I'll just kind of pan quickly across these. You can pause the video and have a little look. We'll be doing kind of videos about some of these games at a later point in time. I'm going to concentrate on sort of particular games and things like that, because there are a few oddities in there. For example, Star Saber, that's a kind of new release. You might have seen that in the Amstrad video. And Jetpack, that was converted to the Amstrad. Obviously it's a Spectrum game. It's a cracking game, so it was converted. and I actually got the disc image converted to the tape image, converted it to a WAV file, and then copied it back onto actual tape. So it's a proper tape version of Jetpack. What else have I got? So down here is the kind of big boxed Amstrad, no big box, the kind of clamshelly type things. So we've got some absolute classics in there. Some of them you'll have seen. Operation Wolf, for example, is the one that was in the Amstrad video, signed by the legend that is Bob Wakelin. And I've also got, let me find it, where is it? Where's Target Renegade away? There we go. Target Renegade is also signed by Bob Wakelin, but also by Simon Butler, there we go, who designed the game and did the graphics and all that kind of good stuff. Simon's a top chap. If you get a chance to meet him at Replay or anything, I would thoroughly recommend it. And Bob will be at Replay this weekend. Next weekend, the 15th and 16th of July. If you're going down, Bob Wakelin will be at the Attic Bug stall, selling posters and prints and things and signing stuff. Go and have a chat with him, he's a great guy. Simon Butler, I believe, will also be kicking about, so if you see him, catch up with him and talk to him about all sorts of cracking stuff. He's a very cool chap to talk to. Anywho, so these are more of the Amstrad games, some classics, and this is a Nexus sort of bizarre clamshell thing. If you've watched my Amstrad video, I talk, no, it's not the Amstrad video, it's the magazine's video, I talk about the Home Computer Club. This was one of the games that came for the Home Computer Club. I never ever saw this in the shops. It's quite a good game. Down to the compilations, all sorts of good things, and the sort of big box games. Again, you can pause the video if you want to have a look at any of these. These here are empty boxes. Some of these, no, it doesn't matter. These are all the CD32 cover discs. I've got a complete collection of every CD32 magazine cover disc that there ever was, which is possibly useless, but nice to have. So, moving down a little bit, the Amiga big box games, the sort of medium box games and the sort of budget type releases. Got some more on Amiga. Actually, a couple of CD32 games in there, but. And then, hopefully the sound won't go here, it's a bit dark and I'm bending right down to the floor. Some more Amiga and CD32 stuff. So whenever I'm sitting there talking about stuff and I keep looking off to the side here, it's because I'm looking at that shelf. So now you know. We've got the Way the Exploding Fist print, if I can get rid of all that glare. I spoke about that in the video game artwork video, signed by Dave Rowe. That's the Lee, whatever the hell it's called. It's a really cool art brushed type print. It's not just like a standard printer, which is pretty cool. So moving into this corner here, we've got Darth Vader's head watching over everything. This is a sort of handheld corner. Got some PSP stuff. I do like a bit of PSP. It's probably my favourite handheld console. Some more. And some more. And then we go into the 3DS stuff. I've got not a bad collection of 3DS stuff, but just a few bits and bobs. We've got the Guitar Hero guitar for the Wii. What else have we got? We've got this funky little wooden pinball my wife got me for Christmas. It's old school pinball, good stuff. Then we've got the PlayStation 1 stuff. So I'll just kind of do the usual panning. And the observant amongst you might notice I'm kind of leaning on the thing here to stop me wobbling about too much, hopefully. The games are all in alphabetical order, because I'm really sad like that. I've got some kind of retro DVDs and Blu-rays and things here. I've got Amiga Forever, the old version. Bedrooms to Billions, if I get on camera. Bedrooms to Billions, Amiga years, and I have back the PlayStation version. and I've got whatever these are, Amiga Forever. Nearly said Amiga format there. So sort of retro video DVD type things. I'm just messing the whole place up now. And then on the floor here, oh, need to get right down on the floor. We've got some sort of retro magazines and some cool books. I do love my books about the history of the whole thing. We've got Push Start, which is all arcade graphics, the art of Atari. Gremlin in the Works, which is the history of Gremlin, funnily enough. Atari Inc. Business is Fun. We've also got don't know if we can see that, that's a Mega Drive collected works. I do have, if I can get it out, the arcade book, which was a Kickstarter campaign. That's all lovely marquees, arcade marquees. And I might do a book episode at some point. The future was here is all the history of the Amiga. That was my pal Aiden that got me that. The Ocean the History, US Gold, Racing the Beam, which is the Atari. A few old stuff and a few manuals and bits and bobs. So up we go. Oh, I am standing up and down here, so if I start creaking and things, then you'll need to forgive me. Cool little slot machine that my wife got me. And we didn't win, but hey, it's good fun. I do like a little slot machine. I love having all these little things just to play with. This is the Atari 2600 corner, clearly. Again, all in alphabetical order. I did go through a phase, I had them all in kind of nice order, and I've tried various different things, but alphabetical order seems to work for me. I've got a couple of unboxed cartridges there, ET and things. And then I do have a complete collection of Retro Gamer magazines. That's not all of them, there are more. That's what, 10 years worth? There's another 4 years worth, but I've only got 2 binders, which you can see here, and I haven't put them in them because they stopped making the binders, and I have asked many times for them to republish binders, but they won't, so I can't get my complete collection in those binders. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but hey, we'll make it up later on. A couple of Stormtroopers, I do love my Stormtroopers. That's a bank. My niece got me that for Christmas one year, and it's awesome. So it was a little bit bigger, I'd be sticking my head in the bottom of it, but hey. So anyway, this is the Mega CD corner. Again, I'll just kind of pan down. These are all originals, all PAL releases. Again, you can pause it and have a little look if you want to. And you might have heard that there's noise stopped behind me. That one isn't actually original. That's a Japanese. It's a backup copy that's burned. You can change the region if you do stuff, but it's quite nice to have. Sewer Shark and things. You might just see those and can't really see them, but Sewer Shark and Chuck Rock and Ground Zero Texas. Yeah, the noise behind me that has started again. It did stop. That's my arcade cabinet. And I've got the kind of arcade ambience thing, which you'll see in a little minute. So up here we've got some original Simon Butler hand-drawn artwork. This is some character design. I can't remember the name of the game, but he had put them on Facebook, and I absolutely loved this guy. I just loved the design of it. I loved the sort of helmet type design, and it was just really cool, sort of samurai type dude, sort of armour and things. Thought it was brilliant. And Simon, being the top chap he is, just gave me the artwork. It's actually double-sided, there's stuff on the other side as well, but I really liked that one, so I've got it on the wall away from the window so it doesn't get faded out. Up here we've got another control panel. That's my 2-player control panel. That's for the arcade cabinet, clearly, and again we'll cover that in a separate episode. PlayStation 2. I can't remember how many PlayStation 2 games I've got. I've got about 940 games all in. Down to PlayStation 3. Some of those are US releases, but the PS3 is region free. That's easy to say. So you can play anything, which is pretty cool. Sega CD. So these are backups. The Sega CD or Mega CD will play burned discs, which is pretty cool. I have got a lot of originals that you just saw, but some of these games are stupid money, and I can't afford and wouldn't pay even if I had the money. I wouldn't pay like 500 quid for Batman and stuff like that. So, I burned some backups, and you can change, like I say, you can change your region and stuff. So the cool thing is I printed out these Sega CD covers, so looks alright. See if I can do this without breaking everything. Neo Geo CD. Again, I've got a couple of backups, but there are some. Oops, see if I can get this. I'm going to break everything. There are some originals. It's quite nice. Neo Geo CD is my kind of newest console, and I've just started collecting for it, but I love it. It's amazing to have. So moving on to Mega Drive, we've got a little collection there, and we've got more here. I do love the Mega Drive, as you might have picked up on my last video about the Mega Drive. And some more here, and it's getting a bit dark, I'm afraid, but hopefully you can see these okay. I do have a wee balance board there as well, which is quite cool. So into this corner, I've got a Stormtrooper guard and everything. He's awesome. My wife bought him for me. He's about, I don't know, 2.5 feet tall. Behind them we do have Axel for Streets of Rage, who's decided to disappear. The sort of bead art thing of Darren McDade or ABC Start that did that, and he's pretty cool. I need to pin him back up. Little Pac-Man ghost changing light. And then into the consoles. So I'll kind of just go through these and then I'll do a wider pan shot type thing. So we've got the Atari 2600. AV modded that, so it actually has the sort of RGB type stuff, which is quite nice. The CD32 on the Neo Geo CD. So moving across here, I'm going to take a seat for a minute. Playing a little bit of Tekken 5 on the PlayStation 2 there. So this is where I play my games, clearly. And what I've got here is I've got a little bit of extra consoles. So I've got the Spectrum, ZX Spectrum, the Mega Drive and Mega CD, Commodore 64C, and the original Xbox. And I've got my PlayStation 2 here. I hooked this up to sort of show you how I play games. A lot of guys have these consoles all hooked up at the same time, ready to go. I used to have that with hundreds of wires in the back of the TV, and it was just getting far too messy. So what I do is I just have the consoles kind of in their cubby holes, like you saw with the Atari, and I have all the wires and everything and all the controllers in separate boxes for each system. So if I want to play the PlayStation 2, I just take it out of its hole, which sits over there, plug it up to the TV with all the wires and stuff, and the controllers and everything are all in one box, and it's all good to go. So that's how I do that. Everything is hooked up to a SCART block. I used to use SCART, but I've got the kind of audio split out to the little subwoofer kit, which makes it sound awesome. So everything kind of goes through those composite type cables, and I think it gives it a great picture. This is the telly that you've seen before with all sorts of stuff for the screenshots that or footage that I've recorded, which is all very interesting. We've got Darth Vader. There he is, and he guards the keys to the arcade cabinet. So if you're brave enough, you can try and take the keys for the arcade cabinet to get free credit. I've got a little light up Stormtrooper, and I have a Namco arcade, the Funscape. I got that down in London. I pilfered a few of them, and those have the 10p's in them for the arcade cabinet, which you'll see in a little minute. It's just there. So this is the little Nintendo bit. We've got the GameCube, the Wii and the Wii U. And I've got my original PlayStation, and then that hole is for the PlayStation 2. And over here we've got another control panel for the arcade cabinet, which I'll show you again at some point. The original Xbox, that's the little pan here. Hopefully that arcade cabinet isn't drowning everything out now. We've got some more Xbox, and then Xbox 360. Just chat amongst yourselves. And then we've got some more Xbox 360. And then we've got the Wii U stuff leading into GameCube, and I didn't think this through because there's a chair right in my road here, but the GameCube stuff. Let's see if I can give you a little look. And then the Wii. I love the Wii. It's one of my favourite kind of recent consoles. As you can see, I've got a few games for it down the bottom. Oh god, you can't see anything down here. So there we go. Quite a few Wii games. And then over to Arcade Corner. Let's pan back a little bit. So, got a nice little artwork thing that I made up with marquees and flyers, sorry. All sorts of things. Got a little Stormtrooper, my mate Charlie bought me that, which is pretty cool. So this is the arcade cabinet. This is what's making all the noise. There it is, all its glory. I will be doing a proper episode all about this. I've got a light gun attached to the side here as well, which is awesome. So that just sits on the side of the cabinet like old school arcade keyboard there. So yeah, so I've got a two player, no I haven't, I've got a twin joystick set up here because for games like Smash TV and all that kind of stuff. And I will do a proper video on this at some point. But all the games, when they boot, there we go, so it's 1942, I should have put the lights out, but all the games, go back over here and get a coin, insert coin. So for that proper arcade experience you do have to put 10 pence in. If I can do this. There we go, and you get your credit. One player start, and you're off. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. But anyway, this isn't an arcade game review thing. I'm playing that one-handed, so anyway, quick back to the menu. There we go. And I'll be going through the arcade cabinet properly later on. A little bit of Sonic artwork here, signed by, now what's his name, is it Duncan Gutteridge, I think it was, David Gutteridge? God, that's terrible. Anyway, met him at the Play Blackpool. He did some of the UK artwork for Sonic, so that's pretty cool to get that. I've got an original iPad, I usually have that running with marquees and things, just for a bit of interest. Millennium Falcon, that's one of these paper art thing, Millennium Falcon, pretty cool. Got the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. So that is about it, I think. So if I come back here, this is where I started the video from. You'll get a little bit of a feel for the room. So I normally sit there, looking over to that corner if I'm talking about stuff. But you get a little bit of a feel for the game room. And that leads me nicely to the posters that you see in the videos. So normally, obviously, I'm sitting here and the camera sits there, and you kind of see that view, albeit with my noggin in here somewhere, yeah, and about there. So the artwork, as I've mentioned before, in the video game artwork episode, those are prints by Bob Wakelin. And if you get the chance to meet him at Play, go and see him and talk to him because he's awesome. So his artwork signed by Bob himself. So is Batman. I love this. I actually have another version of this with the original background. Originally the bat symbols, they were added later on. It was a kind of more abstract background, which is really cool. And that's a really nice thing about getting artwork from Bob and the Attic Bug. You get the versions of the artwork that were either unreleased or were different. So like Operation Thunderbolt, that doesn't have the logo up the top. There's normally a logo sitting up there. But yeah, so you get the full artwork, which is cracking. And Operation Wolf, this was the first print that I ever bought, and Bob signed that. That was the first time I ever met him. That was, I think, at the first replay event. But that was that. So yeah, anyway, let me just slide back here. Try not to fall over anything. Good God. Anyway, there you go. That is the room tour. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, if you want to see particulars of anything, if you want me to go over anything in more detail, then please give me a shout. Let me know. Just let me know whatever you want to know about, basically. So there you go, retro fans. I hope you enjoyed this little game room tour. Like I say, if you have anything that you want me to talk more about, if you want to know anything about anything in particular or see particular games or whatever, then just give me a shout. Drop me a comment, like, whatever. Yeah, and just let me know what you would like to see. Alright, so as ever, thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah, you know the score. And I'll see you next time.